we are doing some steering wheel chat because I'm avoiding getting out of the car because it is raining. And I don't want to get wet, which is ridiculous really, because there's only like a few steps and then I'm in cover anyway at work. I stayed up until almost 1 in the morning sewing in the ends on my penny gloves, but they're done and they are wrapped and we couldn't find the sellotape. So Mr. Midnight is a keen TikTok watcher, and apparently TikTok isn't just idiots being idiots. Just a bit judgy, maybe. A bit prejudiced. I've got to sort that out, haven't I? He saw a TikTok on wrapping presents without sellotape and it was brilliant, and I struggled with this particular TikTok because there were too many different camera angles. I couldn't follow what was going on from one stage to the next because it didn't just move the side of the it changed the camera angle, so I couldn't tell which way we were going. But Mr. Midnight watched it and he did it. He wrapped this present without any sellotape. So I'm going to wrap some presents later on and see if I can show you how it works, and I'll show you without changing lots of camera angles, so it'll be different to the tutorial video. And also, talking of TikTok, he's found a TikTok which claims to be able to cook a slap up Christmas dinner for a family for 20 quid. Great. So Mr. Midnight is cooking Christmas dinner this year. Not quite sure how it's all going to go. I mean, he's a good cook. He puts himself under a lot of pressure though to get things right. Don't know anyone else like that. But yeah, so today it's a rainy Monday. It's much warmer down here than in Kent than it was. Apparently it's going to get up to 15 degrees today, so it'll be positively toasty, almost flip-flop weather, and definitely where we're used to things being at this time of year over the last couple of years. So yeah, I'm doing some training with one of my team members today, and we're going to pick out a pattern for her to knit because she is learning to knit. She can knit, she could do the basics, but she has a burning ambition to make herself a World War II inspired vest, that sort of era. And I said to her, look, we've got 3 months exactly until we are at East Anglia Yarn Festival. Why don't you pick out a pattern? We'll pick out a pattern together and I'll help you make it. And I know none of the rest of my team watch these Vlogmases, so I can say this to you quite confidently, knowing it'll be a really cool surprise for the team when we rock up and she's wearing her very own hand knit sweater or vest, whatever she chooses to make. It's going to be a really proud moment for her. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that. So we'll have a look at some patterns together, maybe if I can get some decent footage. But first, coffee. Do I go with the machine or do I go and treat myself to an actual coffee from Havershams again? Better just go with the machine. See you in a bit. Well, this is a bit festive, isn't it? It's been a funny sort of day. I haven't really spoken to you at all. It might be this year's shortest Vlogmas episode, but there's still going to be one. I was at work and we were actually really busy. I wrote my to-do list. When I picked myself up off the floor and stopped crying. No, it wasn't that bad. It was only 1 page of A4 typed in Arial. Oh, size 10. Wasn't too bad. Anyway, I'll let the font geeks amongst you work out how many items that was on that list. But I was powering through them, so I got quite a bit done, which is good. So I was working with Helen and that was really nice. Got a bit of training done, got a bit of prep done for ordering. Didn't get nowhere near everything on my list, but got some urgent bits off. So I had to get some images across to the Knitter Mag for our next article. And yeah, that's that really. Made some phone calls, paid some bills, all the, you know, the boring stuff that you have to do to run a business. It's not all picking yarn and knitting and chatting, you know, or crocheting and chatting. Um, oh, but I wish it was. So yeah, it's hurting my arm, so I don't know how long we can carry on being festive. Do you like my little garland? I love it. I do go for that. Look, the massive gap just there where little hands have been systematically removing the baubles. I do go for the kind of Victorian Christmas sort of vibe, all the evergreen and the gold and the red. Yeah. But Robin's favourite colour is blue, so I don't know what that's going to mean for the Christmas tree we have next year, because this one is broken and it does need replacing, and it is probably slightly too big, if I'm honest, but do not tell Mr. Midnight I said that, because as far as he's concerned, I love it and it's not too big, and he was completely wrong and I was perfectly right to get a 7-foot Christmas tree. To be fair, in my defence, it did fit perfectly in our old house, and if I can find a photograph, because we're going back way before Project Bag time now. Sorry, I'm trying to sort it out so you don't have Robin's toys and the natty old chair, and so that my face is actually still in frame. Anyway, it fit beautifully in our old house, and I'll try and find a picture and put it in here if I can. So yeah, somehow we are at 7-ish, maybe later. We had a bit of a panic about Robin, so my husband had to whiz him up to A&E. It's all totally fine, by the way. I'm not going to bother going into detail. He didn't even get triaged. We figured it out what the problem was and brought him home. It's great. It's fine. So I dashed home, and while I was waiting for them to beat the traffic home, I potted and did some housework. And now I'm going to hopefully hang out with some of my Dungeons and Dragons pals and have a chat, because I miss them and I haven't seen them in ages and ages and ages because I've been so busy. I'm going to do some crafting. So yeah, I might do some footage of the crafty bits, I don't know, but I'll get this edited. I'm back at work again tomorrow, so, and it's a market tomorrow. I might actually take you for a walk around the market tomorrow, because you don't ever really see much. Anyway, see you soon. Else knitting past their bedtime at the moment? It's 11 o'clock. I'm supposed to go to bed at 10 if I can. I haven't had another night as late. God, I can't even talk. Night as late as when Laura of Penrose Knits inspired me to cast on the holiday slipover. That was 1 a.m. That was a bit bonkers. But yeah, I was hoping to work on Layla's plaited headband today, but as you will have seen from my little montagette, mini teeny tiny one, Kit 9 got on my lap, and it is hard enough to knit comfortably with a cat on your lap who does revert to being a kitten the moment there's anything twitchy around. Without trying to knit around a cat using multiple needles. So I thought, while he's on my lap, I will just work on socks. I had started them, I'd started the rib to get them set up for taking to work tomorrow, because I can have my little sock sack over my wrist and can knit while I'm serving customers, and it's a really good way of it's a good talking point because I can do it without looking, and to talk to people about socks and making their own socks and promoting our sock courses. So yes, very pleased to have those. I thought, well, I can legitimately cast those on now because I've freed up the needles from the penny gloves. I'll just get them set up and then I'll work on Layla's headband. But as I say, Kit 9 then got on my lap and was just being gorgeous. And we so rarely get to cuddle these days because Magnus is so guarding of me. I don't know what his problem is with Kit Kat, but he and Archie, like Magnus and Archie, best buddies. Magnus and Kit 9, not a thing. Sorry, my arm's getting tired, we'll just swap hands. So then I thought, well, I'll just finish watching, I can't remember whose Vlogmas I was catching up on. I thought I would just finish watching those and then I will go upstairs against my new pillows that my wonderful in-laws bought us for Christmas, and I shall recline against the pillows and work on Layla's headband. But I've had this kind of throbbing headache building, more like a pressure, for the last few days. Like when I look down or when I cough, it feels like my brain's going to explode out of my skull. And then on the drive home tonight, I've had this pain. There are like muscles, I think there are 4 major ones anyway, that control your eyes and move them. And I felt a pain in one of those, which is very weird to suddenly be aware of a piece of your body that you don't usually feel, you're not usually aware of. Anyway, it's actually building, and when I bent down to look at something earlier, and both my eyes felt like they're about to be pushed out of their sockets. And my husband said that he sometimes gets that, and the only thing for it is to go to bed. So with that, she slept.